Good day, I'm Marshawn Chrysler, and this is WAJ News. Efforts to repair streets in Jackson recently got a big boost. The city was awarded a $16.5 million transportation investment generating economic growth grant from the federal government. In addition, the city also received $3 million from the Mississippi Department of Transportation to complete work on Mill Street. The federal grant is the city's Greening the Gateways project along North State Street and West County Line Road. The project will convert heavily traveled roads to make them more efficient and construct complete streets. The project will also manage drainage and mitigate sanitary sewer overflows. Hinds County has a new sheriff. According to unofficial election results, Victor Mason was the overwhelming winner in the race, defeating 3 other challengers. In another race, widely watched in its capital city, Initiative 42 failed at the ballot box. The initiative would have required Mississippi lawmakers to fully fund public schools. Opponents said the measure would have put school funding decisions in the hands of the courts. Sanderson Farm is in Jackson until 2026. Jackson will continue to be the location of a premier golfing event through 2026. Sanderson Farm recently announced it would remain the sponsor of the PGA event that's held annually at the Jackson Country Club. Mayor Tony T. Yarber said he was excited about the news and grateful that Jackson will continue to show it's a venue for world-class events. The city's annual Christmas parade will be held Saturday, December 12th at 1 p.m. The event is co-sponsored by the Salvation Army. This year's Grand Marshal is Sunday Best winner and Jackson native Dathan Stigpen. Applications are being accepted to all who want to participate. This year's entry fee is a donation of at least 10 personal care items for senior citizens. All items will be donated to the Salvation Army's Senior Angels. The items can be dropped off at City Hall. If you have questions, please contact Ashley Drummer at 601-960-1084. We'll be right back with WAJ News.
What a day, what a day. Time to go. Let's make haste. Not a second to lose, not a moment to waste. A big cat, a great ape, and a sleepy giraffe. Don't stop now, time to go. Let's make smiles and share laughs. Time with mom, fun with dad. That's a cougar, it is. Snap a pic with the fam. What a day to be kids. Lots more stuff to explore. We'll soon be on our way. Let's get cool souvenirs to remember the day. Hit the carousel now. Let's go round and around. Hey, what's under the glass? Oh, and look what I found. Frozen drinks to cool off, and if that's not enough, a fun water slide and a cool splash pad and stuff. Look at that. Here we go. We can ride on a train. I don't know about you. I've got zoo on the brain. What a day, what a day. Lots to see, lots to do. Just one question to ask. How do you zoo?
Welcome back to WAJ News. Mayor Yarber in the city of Jackson continues to be committed to quality public safety for its citizens. We have in the studio with us today Fire Chief R.D. Simpson. With the holidays fastly approaching, Chief Simpson is here today to discuss safety for our citizens. Welcome to the studio, Chief.
Thank you.
Good to have you. Good to have you here. And I know there's a lot of exciting things going on in the city's fire department. Let me first say thank you for your leadership. I think personally, as a lifelong citizen of Jackson, I don't think I've seen the department run as efficiently as it is today. So I do want to thank you for the viewing audience and those who don't know. You're doing a fantastic job, so I want to say it on the front end. So what we do, Chief, in terms of this particular segment, we allow our guests to come in and just speak freely about things that are going on within their respective departments, and you can certainly do that today. I know there's some issues you'd like to talk directly to the public about in terms of safety. You have some other programs within your department that would be beneficial to the audience as well. So just talk a bit about what's going on in the fire department.
Well, we're always working, of course, as you know. I mean, it's something that we strive to do. We always want to make sure we bring quality fire and safety fire service to the citizens, and that's what we are committed to, and that's what we are actually producing. Some of the safety factors that does concern me, however, is whenever the seasons change, we like to get the message out that our citizens should also check their heat sources to ensure that it's working properly. A lot of times during the summertime, the settlement and all that during the summertime, it sits in. And the first thing you do when you when that first snap of cold come in and you turn on your thermostat on the heat, you'll tend to have a smell, like a smoke smell, or even in some cases see smoke coming in. What that is that's the settlement that is set in during the summertime. That's why we always advise to get a service person out there to make sure that your heat source is working properly. And then also they'll take care of the settlements and everything.
Okay, great. And I know some other things that you all are doing in terms of your department to get the word out to community. I know y'all go out and do a lot of community events,
yes,
and where you certainly toward our seniors. So just talk a bit about that and what the department's doing to make sure people are aware of certain safety concerns.
Well, actually, one of the projects that we're partnered with the Red Cross, and that is getting out smoke detectors to our residents. We have scheduled days on Saturdays that we go about. We team up with the Red Cross and the fire department, and we actually not only deliver smoke detectors, but we install them as well. So it's a great project, knowing that a $5 device can save a life.
Sure.
And that's a $5 device that's working properly. So we make sure that it's properly installed where it needs to be installed. And of course, with the technology that's going on today, you have batteries that are good for 10 years. So you don't even have to even worry in some cases about changing out those batteries because it works for 10 years. So those are things that clearly saves lives.
Well, and one of the things I want to pivot back to was the issue about the holidays and the seasons. I know we're coming up on the holidays, and as we discussed, and we of course have Thanksgiving, a lot of cooking's going on with that, and certainly Christmas is shortly after that. So any helpful holiday tips that you might want to add to your message to the citizens?
Of course, and when we're coming up on the season of cooking, and I can't wait, believe me.
Me and you both.
That's it. But we always want to make sure that we get the message out about practicing safety while cooking. Of course, dish towels, rags, and stuff like that on stoves and ovens. Well, that's an hazard because they can reach an ignition point and start a fire. And then that fire, with you having grease and all this other stuff that's being used while cooking, could get out of control real quick. So that brings up another point. We always advise to have a fire extinguisher in the kitchen, under the sink, somewhere installed on the wall. Fire extinguisher is like I say, it's another piece of safety device that might cost no more than about $20. And so you're looking at $20 that can save your major investment, which is your home and your life as well. So that's one safety feature. Also, when we get toward the Christmas holidays, we like to put up Christmas trees. We need to be mindful of your Christmas tree. If you need to know if your Christmas tree can handle the particular lights that you might be putting on it. They now sell Christmas trees with the lights on them, and they've already been rated to be able to handle the heat source that comes from those lights. A lot of times when you buy outside lights on a real Christmas tree and you don't water the Christmas tree tend to get dried out and brittle. And when something is dried out and brittle and you add a heat source to it, well, that's a disaster and a hazard right there. So we want you to be mindful of those situations.
That's great, and I know that's helpful to the viewing audience for sure. One of the things I wanted to certainly for you to make mention too, in terms of how citizens can get more involved in what you do within the fire department. I know you all have, if I'm not mistaken, a Citizen Fire Academy. Tell us just a bit about that.
We do. We've just recently finished our second Citizens Academy, Fire Citizens Academy, and it was very rewarding. The participants enjoyed themselves. They clearly understood fire service, which is why we hold these particular informative citizens academies. And that's because a lot of times what you see and what the average citizen sees is that when a fire breaks out, they see a bunch of fire apparatuses and trucks and cars, and a lot of people just merge as one and then just go kind of crazy. Well, in that academy, we break it down. We explain to you what the first unit does, what the second unit does, what the third unit does, what the fire chief that's on the scene role is, and stuff like that. We also explain to you about the fire hydrants. A lot of times, you know, in an emergency, it seems as if an event might take forever. In some cases, I've heard some cases of 30 minutes. I've heard people say it took 30 minutes. Trust me, it does not take the fire department that long to hook up a line or even to transfer to another line. So what this academy does, it breaks it down and shows them in real time how much it takes, what's the time frame that it takes to shift from one operation to another. Because in fire service, we get that all the time. Just like with any other profession, you get a situation where something goes wrong or something is broken and needs to be altered. So we're prepared for those.
Well, I'm glad to hear you say that, and certainly I think that's beneficial to the citizens. When is your next fire academy?
Well, we haven't scheduled it yet.
Okay.
We're probably going to wait till after the holidays to give everybody an opportunity to enjoy themselves on the holiday. Then we'll schedule the next academy.
Real quickly, before we end the segment, in your profession and certainly your experience as a firefighter all these years, what is the most common cause for residential fire? I know we have our share of them in an urban environment, is always the case. What is usually the common denominator when it comes to residential fire?
Cooking.
Cooking.
Yep. Cooking. Food on the stove.
And leaving it there unattended.
Yes.
Yeah. I just want to make sure the audience hears that, because we just want our citizens to be safe. Therefore, structural fires and certain residential fires won't be as high as they are. And I know just all of us practicing safety going on our way. Well, again, Chief, we thank you for being in the studios with us today. We know we're going to have you back, and certainly appreciate your service and your bravery in terms of what you and your fellow firefighters do. We appreciate the service that you do. Thank you. We'll be right back with WAJ News.
AmeriCorps strengthens communities and develops leaders through community service. Are you ready to make a difference? AmeriCorps allows you to use your energy and talents to help others while earning money and gaining job skills. If you are age 18 or older, AmeriCorps is waiting for you.
Welcome back to WAJ News. Mayor Tony T. Yarborough, city representative, recently welcomed a new business to Jackson. The mayor attended the groundbreaking of the Dairy Queen at 2410 U.S. Highway 80 West.
This will not go in Clinton, and this will not go anywhere else but on Highway 80. Okay. 80 in Ellis. That's right here. And so the Mike and Vic and all the rest of the team who work together to make sure that, and I use some representative, I use some words with the team sometimes that I won't say out loud, but I wanted them to understand that this was a priority and that this man's vision had to take place up here because he believed in us enough to be able to supply at least, 40 jobs? At least 40 jobs. At least 40 jobs to our folks.
Jackson is emerging as a city supporting green initiative. Here today we have Sheila Berg with us, Director of Communication. Welcome, Sheila Berg.
Hello, thank you.
I'm glad to have you in the studios, and as you know, we use this segment to have a candid discussion about great things that happen in our city. So I know you're here to talk about recycling and the green initiative that's going on in the city.
That's right. Jackson has a number of initiatives underway, but perhaps the main one is recycling. Upcoming, we're going to have participation in the AmeriCorps Recycles Day, and we're just encouraging all citizens to recycle their plastics, cardboards, anything that, aluminum cans, anything that can be recycled. We ask you to gather that up, put it in your recycling bin so that we can come by and pick it up. But we're also going to open our Environmental Service Center on that day, which is November 14th. It's usually not open on Saturdays, but we're going to open it that day so that people will have the opportunity to drop off those recyclables and also any hazardous waste materials that they have around their house. Good. The Environmental Center is located at University Boulevard, 1570 University Boulevard.
And what's that date again and time?
November 14th, from 8 to 3.
Okay, wonderful, wonderful. Well, let me applaud you and the mayor and all that are responsible for this initiative. Obviously, one would assume, but I'm sure it's quite certain that the reason why the city is doing this is because we're trying to help our planet stay healthy. So talk a bit about that.
Of course. And I know a lot of people may not be aware of it, but even with our infrastructure master plan, which is a 20-year blueprint to overhaul our city's infrastructure system, there are green components to that. And companies that will be doing the work will also be expected to meet that requirement as far as greening. So we're taking a look at shaping Jackson for the future, keeping it safe and healthy for future generations.
So, and certainly by doing so, we certainly can paint this capital city as a city that is environmentally friendly. And that's important for a lot of reasons, right?
It is. Well, yes, we are environmentally friendly. That makes us more attractive to industries outside the state, and also people who want to live in cities that promote healthy environments. But I wanted to also talk to you a little bit about promoting the Environmental Service Center, because I don't know if all citizens in the city know that that's even available to them. It's usually open on Tuesdays and Thursdays, and people can drop off paints, oils, batteries, containers that contain household cleaners. This is our way of helping you get rid of those hazardous wastes.
Right. And let's pivot back to one of the things you said earlier when we first started about citizens' participation in this greening effort, in other words, in recycling. What are some of the things that you can encourage citizens to do in that process? I'm
so glad you asked that. As part of our America Recycles Day, we're asking people to take a picture of themselves recycling and posting it to the city's social media, Facebook and Twitter, and they can win a 64-gallon recycling bin. We also are encouraging citizens to just visit our website, and we have so many tips on recycling, different things that you can do. We also have on our website a pledge form for citizens, and that's simply asking them, make a vow to recycle and help protect our planet.
Yeah. Well, that's encouraging to know that, and I know the viewing audience is certainly pleased to hear that, because I know each one of us know that we have a role in making sure we protect and save our planet, quite frankly.
We do, and another initiative that we have is each summer we have an environmental camp, and it's for youth. We bring youth in for a week, and we expose them to so much knowledge about protecting the planet and just being environmentally safe. It's a free camp, as a matter of fact, and more information about that can also be found on our website.
Right. Well, that is so awesome, and like I said, I know one of the main projects as we wrap it up, the city's been doing for quite some time, is our roll-off dumpster, and I know that's important.
It is important. We do that once a month, and we are just giving people an opportunity to gather up their tree limbs and other yard debris, even furniture, and bring it to selected sites across the city and leave it there, and we'll do the rest.
Awesome. So this is a collective effort on the side of government and the citizenry to help make Jackson a healthier city, and not only that, being environmental friendly and being concerned about our planet. We really thank you, Sheila Bird, for this helpful information. And
thank you.
We're encouraging those who are viewing our segment to get involved and certainly become more engaged in the recycling process. Thanks again. We'll have you back soon.
Thank you.
The City of Jackson encourages citizens of Jackson to participate in Roll-Off Dumpster Day. It will be held Saturday, November 14, 2015. Residents can take tree limbs, other yard debris, and household items to one of the following locations from 8 a.m. until 2 p.m., weather permitting. In North Jackson, the location is Smith-Will Stadium. That's 1200 block of Lakeland Drive, east of the softball field in Central Jackson. The location is the gravel lot just east of 2550 Medgar Evers Boulevard, Old Pepsi Building, west of Jackson Medical Mall in West Jackson. It's Range Park, 5260 Clinton Boulevard and Flag Chapel Road, located in the parking lot. And in the South Jackson, the Tennis Center South, 1517 McDowell Road is the location right in the parking lot. Residents may bring all household furniture, small appliances, and accessories for disposal. However, tires, chemicals, and gas tanks are not accepted in roll-off dumpster programs. Participants are required to place debris inside dumpsters provided at the locations. We'll be right back with WAJ News.
Residents of the City of Jackson can report concerns to the Constituent Services Action Line by dialing 311. Those who dial 311 will speak with a representative who will complete the report and issue a tracking number that allows residents to monitor the progress of the report. When using your mobile device and dialing 311 does not work, the alternative is to dial 601-960-1111. And as always, you can visit the city's website by logging on to www.jacksonms.gov to make a report and track the progress of the report.
Welcome back to WAJ News. The City of Jackson employees will now get a significant discount when buying cars from Gray Daniels Auto Family. Mayor Tony T. Yarber joined Gary Dobson of Gray Daniels to announce the supplier partner pricing. SPP is normally only offered to those employed in the automotive industry. Dobson says the discount is his organization's way of supporting Mayor Yarber and giving back to the City of Jackson. Yarber said he's grateful for the partnership and excited that the City of Jackson was the first municipality to offer this to its employees. The mayor says employees have been sacrificial and the city wants to provide incentives for them. The nation's largest network of small business mentors has started a new chapter. It's SCORE of Metro Jackson. SCORE of Metro Jackson will provide confidential and free mentoring to small businesses and entrepreneurs in the local community. SCORE is a resource partner of the Small Business Association and the local Small Business Resource Center. In 2014, SCORE's 12,000 volunteer businesses mentor helped clients start 56,079 new businesses and created 47,187 new jobs nationwide. The Department of Public Works Pothole Patrol continues to make daily rounds to address problems on city streets. Now the public can get a list of streets getting repaired each day. Just visit the city website at jacksonmiss.gov to find out if your street is on the list. Residents are encouraged to call 311 to report a pothole. Now let's turn our attention to Dr. Timothy Quinn with Healthy Jackson.
Today we're going to talk about something that a lot of people don't like to talk about, which is depression, okay? In a lot of cases, you know, patients will come to see me, a primary care physician, and they'll say, hey, my head is hurting a lot, I can't sleep, my appetite is, you know, down, maybe my relations with my significant other aren't what they used to be. There are a lot of ways that this condition can present itself. But what I want everybody to take home from this is, it's okay to let your doctor know what's going on. And the more detail you give, the more likely he can do a good job for you. You have to look at your doctor like a detective, and you're giving him clues. And a lot of people, you know, out there, you know, they feel that they don't want to talk about these things because they don't want to be labeled, you know, as you know, I've heard someone say crazy or whatever, but the only person that's not super duper intelligent is someone that does not provide his or her medical provider with the most information so that they will be equipped to do a good job. Now, in many cases, people that have this condition, which is depression, and it can happen. It could be situational, it could be dealing with neurochemicals in your brain, or it can be a combination of all this. And in most cases, it is a combination. But the bottom line is help is just a conversation away. So, you know, some of the symptoms that you may be experiencing or noticing a family member that's going through a bad time or maybe just, you know, having this condition is the person might be sad a lot. You know, I had a patient that told me he would go into the bedroom and his wife would just be crying and he had no idea what she was crying for. I mean, nothing had happened. Maybe this person has decreased interest, you know. Grandma used to go to the bake sale and go to crocheting with the other ladies or whatnot, but she just don't want to do it. She don't even want to go to church anymore. She just wants to stay in her room. Maybe they feel guilty about something. Something that happened, they feel that it's their fault. They have guilt. You know, that's a very common symptom. Maybe they have decreased energy. They're just tired all the time, you know. I'm so tired, you know. Decreased concentration. Maybe on your job, you used to concentrate and fill so many orders or whatnot, but now you just can't concentrate anymore. decreased sleep. You know, you used to sleep real well, now you can't sleep, or maybe you're sleeping too much, but there's a change in your sleep pattern, change in your eating. You know, you're eating a whole lot, or you just don't have an appetite. But all these things should, you know, make you suspicious, and they should really be discussed with your doctor in as much detail as possible, because you may have depression. And I'm going to tell you, you know, depression, like any other condition, most conditions, if diagnosed early and treatment initiated, in a lot of cases the outcome can be so much better. I mean, a lot of people take depression lightly, but, you know, I've had a couple of cases where, you know, there was a deadly ending because the person didn't convey that information and they thought they could take care of it themselves. And, you know, I've known a couple of cases in the last 10 years where people have actually lost their life because they were ashamed to, you know, let the doctor know what's going on. So let your doctor know. And if you have someone in your family that you love and, you know, you want them to be, you know, okay, let them know that it's okay to let your doctor know. We're not going to judge you because we want you to be better. And not everybody that has depression needs medication. Some people, you know, they may just get some psychotherapy, some counseling, just to get through their situation. And, you know, me as a primary care physician, I will refer that person, you know, if I determine that it is needed, to a counselor. And in some cases, you know, they don't need medication. But the most important thing is what they need. And, you know, what we all need is just to, you know, be honest, do not be ashamed, and discuss what's going on with your doctor so that you can be healthy. I hope this information has really been helpful for everyone, and we'll come with more information as time goes on, and we'll keep our great city healthy.
Thanks, Dr. Quinn. The city is urging Jackson citizens to sign up for the Emergency Alert System Code Red. The system informs you about emergencies and provides other alerts, including boil water notices and evacuation notices. Just visit the city's website at jacksonmiss.gov and click on Code Red. Help to keep our city safe using Tip 411. Tip 411 allows residents to text or submit tips to police anonymously. All you do is simply text your tip to 847-411 and begin the message with JPD. Remember that citizens can submit a request for the City Services 311 initiative. 311 provides access to city services and city information. The Service Center allows requests for all non-emergency city services and is available to residents, city businesses, and visitors. Well, that's going to do it for this edition of WAJ News. We are Jackson News. From everyone here, thank you for watching WAJ News. I'm Marshawn Chrysler. Good day, Jackson.